Sports Phone. We have a full house here today. An opportunity to meet with Senator Shan Tsutsui, Jim Donovan, the athletic director for the University of Hawaii, and a young man who's gotten off to a great start as the head basketball coach at the University of Hawaii, Gib Arnold. Also joining us here in studio is our friend Rob Colias of the Maui News. You're listening to Maui's ESPN 550, and if you gentlemen are agreeable to that, after we hold what amounts to an informal press conference here, we'll open up the lines and allow perhaps some of our listeners to ask questions and comments and the like. So, Jim Donovan, what brings you to our part of the woods?
Well, we're glad to be back again, Fred, to formally announce our December 17th date against Chicago State at the Lahaina Civic Auditorium. This really came together as a culmination originally of talking with Senator Shan Tsutsui about bringing the Warriors to Maui more often in person so that our fans here could support the University of Hawaii. And we're just so proud to be back. And I would like to thank the County of Maui, the Mayor's Office, Tamara, who's here from Park and Recs. And I'd also like to thank the Pacific Radio Group, who's been tremendous supporters of the University of Hawaii athletic program and who have agreed to sell the tickets for us here. They can also buy them online at the UH Athletics website. Just go to the ticket office and they can purchase the tickets online. So we're really excited about it, and just want to say thank you to all of our fans. Again, I'd like to apologize for having to cancel the men's volleyball game a few months ago because of that tsunami warning that we had. But I want to let you know that we'll probably be back here again in the next few weeks to make an announcement about the men's volleyball team coming over in the spring to play a game here against an opponent. It'll be a real live in-season game. So we're very appreciative of everybody from Maui, and we hope that you'll come out and support us and support the Warrior basketball team and our new coach, Gib Arnold.
Well, thank you very much, Jim Donovan. And, of course, one of the people that we wanted to go ahead and talk a little bit with is Senator Shan Tsutsui. And, Senator, it's really interesting because I know that you're a UH guy to the heart, attended school there, and have been trying and working very hard to bring this type of event to the island of Maui.
Yes, Fred, and I just want to, take this opportunity to thank Jim Donovan and, of course, Coach Gib Arnold for agreeing to come to Maui. I've talked to Jim a number of times, and I remember a conversation that we had a couple years ago where Jim, had committed to making sure that the University of Hawaii expanded their presence outside of Oahu, and, it's just a testament to his leadership and the commitment of the University of Hawaii for the people of Maui.
Well, I really appreciate that because one of my pet peeves is that sometimes it seems like people think it's the University of Oahu instead of the University of Hawaii. And I think that sometimes people forget, especially the people on Oahu, the kind of support that UH enjoys throughout the state.
Without a doubt. I mean, when you go to football games, when you go to basketball games, one of the things that you see early on is you see a lot of neighbor island folks. I mean, I run into a lot of Maui people at those games, and I think, they're really excited. They're really looking forward to this opportunity, and hopefully we can continue this in the future.
Thank you very much, Senator Shan Tsutsui. And also with us here in studio is Gib Arnold, a man who came on board, and I don't know, they hired you, Gib, and I think that from that moment they announced and you were not seen for about a month.
I had a little work to do. We had a team to build, and so I went on the road recruiting for about the next 100 days before we actually got back to the islands.
Well, one of the things we said, it was a press conference, and representing the press, and I've got to tease him, he's a good friend of mine, for better or worse, is Rob Colias of the Maui News.
I haven't been in studio in a while, Fred, but Coach Arnold, just if I could just ask you, how excited are the players to be able to play on the same floor as that will host the Maui Invitational, the EA Sports Maui Invitational next week?
The guys are really excited. We've talked a lot about this game, and obviously to be able to come to the neighbor islands and play and see all the fans is pretty exciting for our guys. We're looking forward to it. And when I first got the job, Jim had talked to me about that, and I think it's a great idea, and we'd love to do it. And it's a good group of guys too. I think the fans are going to enjoy cheering for these players because they play hard and they play the game the way it should be. They play with a lot of passion and a lot of emotion, and they're fun to watch.
And that, I see just on the schedule, this game is right before your new tournament.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, that the name of that tournament escapes me right now. But how important is this game going to be to the overall scheme of things for you guys?
You know, I think every game is important. This is a good one for us in that we get it's a home game because we're playing in front of our fans, but it also helps us with learning how to travel and get on a plane and get into the hotel and figure out how to win. And we're going to treat it a lot like a road game, just of how we do things. And I think it's important for our guys to learn to win not only at home but on the road. So this is a nice happy medium because we're going to travel, but we're going to have the aloha spirit in the gym when we get in there.
And do you know off the top of your head how many of your players have been to Maui?
I think 2 of them have.
Okay.
2 of the players that will be making the trip have. So this is, for about 10 of them, it'll be the first time over here.
And Jim Donovan, if I could just switch to you real quick. I know you've made a point of bringing the football spring scrimmage here a few years ago. Obviously, you mentioned the volleyball match last year that was canceled by the tsunami and will be coming again. How important is it to share, as Fred kind of mentioned earlier, how important is it to share University of Hawaii teams with neighbor islands?
Well, I think Fred nailed it. We are the University of Hawaii. And, I just felt it was time when I became AD that we reach out and make sure that our players, our student athletes and coaches get out to the neighbor islands and meet with our fans on the neighbor islands. I mean, not everybody can afford to get to Oahu to come watch us there. So sometimes we need to get out and see everybody, and that's what we're doing with this basketball game. And like I said, hopefully in the next few weeks I'll be announcing our volleyball game in the spring here also on Maui. So we're very proud of that, and we're very grateful and thankful for the support and the fans that we have here on Maui.
And is baseball in the plans at all in the near future?
Well, we're looking at softball, baseball, especially clinics, and so that has been discussed. And I'm in the process of looking for a new soccer coach, but we sort of kicked around the idea of even bringing the soccer program over here for an actual game in the fall. So those are all things that we'll be looking forward to in the future.
And if I could switch back to Coach Arnold, does this sort of thing help with recruiting in your mind?
I think so. I think the fact that they get to travel a little bit, and it's definitely a positive. And I'm actually trying to talk Jim into getting an office over here as well. I think we should not only play a game. I think the coaching staff should have an office over here. We can commute back and forth on the weekends.
I love the way he thinks.
And Coach, just your impressions so far. You guys are 3-0, playing awfully well.
I like this group, and it's not the most talented group of players in the world, but they figured out how to play together, and they've figured out how to play with some passion, which again is such a part of the game. I think if you've got a team that plays with passion and plays together, you got a chance in just about every game you're in.
Do you hope to make this an annual event, maybe semi-annual? Is that what? And for either coach or Mr. Donovan, what are we looking at? Is this?
I think what we'll do is we'll rotate different teams through the neighborhoods. I wouldn't be surprised if you saw the Warrior basketball team back here again. Might be a couple years. Maybe it would even be, in the holiday tournament here as an invitee. So, but they'll be back again. It's we're going to try and get some other teams over here too, so that all the fans of the different sports get an opportunity to see their team that they cheer for.
And facility-wise, is Maui maybe best positioned to host these type of events on neighbor islands? I know obviously the Big Island has a nice baseball facility, but maybe not quite the basketball facility that Maui does. Overall, is Maui best positioned facility-wise to be able to host UH teams?
Well, both population-wise, as far as getting people out to the event, and certainly the indoor events, volleyball, basketball, but even, like I said, soccer. You guys have a nice new soccer facility that we potentially could play at, softball, baseball. So, Maui certainly can host us very easily with many of our sports.
You're listening to Maui's ESPN 550, and what we're going to do, we have to take care of a little business. Jim Donovan understands that, I'm sure. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a brief break. When we return, we're going to ask some more specific questions of Jim Donovan and Gib Arnold. and also give you an opportunity to perhaps call these two gentlemen and ask them any questions you might have in mind. Again, you're listening to Maui's ESPN 550. You're listening to Maui's ESPN radio station, KMBI, AM 550, Wailuku.